So this is gonna be a rant about art YouTubers, and right away I'm probably gonna come across as very hostile towards people who do art YouTube things, but I think I have good reasons to have that hostility. Now, not all of it is completely hostile, and I will elaborate on it. So, why do I deem most art YouTubers' content unworthy of watching, especially towards beginners? Well, the first and the least malicious kind, in my opinion, is the people who are lacking in knowledge. The ones who make tutorial content and how you're supposed to do XYZ. And the first kind is the one that has a lack of experience in art and teaching. So they don't know art. They give tips that have been heard a gazillion times, so they're just repeating everything ad nauseum. They deal in absolutes because they don't know any better. What they learned is the truth to them, and well, they don't know any better, and we all go through that. It's nothing to be ashamed of. There's a tendency to go into study hell with these kinds of people who are new to art and also are trying to do tutorial content. And the thing is, these people who are new to art, they think that what they want to do in art, for example, they pursue realism, is what everyone else wants to do in art. Maybe someone wants to pursue surrealism, maybe someone wants to pursue anime art, whatever. They consider the kind of art that they want to do to be the end goal. And finally, I'm gonna have to, fire off a stray. It's mostly anime artists. I know anime is really popular and gets a lot of people to draw, and no shade if you're an anime artist, but your credibility goes down a lot because there's a lot of anime artists who are really not that skilled. But that's fine. It's coming from a love of art. You want to love it. You love art and you want to teach it. The second one, however, is a lack of experience in teaching. Here we have someone who is really skilled at art, but they don't know how to teach others. And this is a little worse, because they should know better. And I was this kind of person before. You need to understand that you need to know how to communicate with people, and artists are pretty reclusive people, not very good at communicating, and essentially it ends up, leading people down a straight path, or just not being very good communicators. So my recommendation is to abandon hubris for those people. The second kind, sensationalist content, is what I have a more serious problem with. It's the 99% don't do this, or just study more bro content. It leads beginners into study hell. It just, this is the most important thing, and it's dogmatic in nature, and why I think it's the first really malicious kind of art content that I really don't mess with. And finally, it's the snake oil salesman. It's the ones who try to sell courses despite having no accolades. They're not a teacher. Sometimes they're not even good at art. They just sell things too confidently. And that's, in my opinion, horrible. And they tend to lead the most people into study hell. And that's, I think, horrible. And so how to avoid them? So I have designed a little graph, but I think I can just tell what the graph is. So you should check for their ability in arts. Does it look professional for what you want to do? If it does, then proceed to the next step. Are they trying to sell you a course? Okay, nothing wrong with selling a course. That's not a problem. The problem is, are they showing actual novel ideas that are worth selling? That isn't just common knowledge. Well, if they are, then the final question is, are they an actual teacher? Are they capable of giving you the material that you need to learn? And so you can actually digest it. And here a lot of people stumble, and that's a big problem. why I think most art YouTubers are not worth listening. So, should these people stop doing YouTube? No, I believe YouTube is a form of expression, but they should abandon hubris. They're not a teacher, and a lot of people have heard these tips before. Just study more, bro. Yeah, we know. Just practice more. They should instead, in my opinion, talk about their journey, projects that they worked on, whatever, and celebrate the creation of art. So, in closing, what I want to really convey is that you should be using your own head, because art is your own journey, and no YouTuber can carve a path for you. You should think with your own head, and ultimately you learn by doing. While studies are extremely valuable as a tool, you shouldn't fall into study hell and only do studies all the time. So if you want to become great at doing a certain kind of art, you should just look at the kind of art you want to make, find those people, and either get their time lapse or just observe and study their art. That's basically 90% of how you do it. And just draw. Have fun drawing, and that's the most important part. That's how you get good. So yeah, that's it. Bye.